Hi Gemini, here's a general look at your solar chart for the whole of 2010, and I'm just going to give it to you very fast and direct, and maybe a little bit boringly, so that you can refer back to it later on in the year if you would like to. So this is part one. The eclipse on January the 15th, that's going to send a pulse of energy out covering the subsequent 6 months, bringing new beginnings through all matters related to joint finances, property transactions, possessions, and anything else that's reliant upon or shared with another party. During this period, you're going to get the chance to change things in these areas, get organized, more organized, get things more how you want them, really, with joint resources, property, etc. Perhaps taking positive steps to tackle debts. That's what you owe, but it's also what they owe you. Call them in, and perhaps you'll be benefiting from a previous investment to turn assets into cash, or to turn cash into assets. Some of you may even receive a windfall at this time, and it also is a possibility that you could get another kind of funding. Perhaps you can capitalize on other kinds of assets, like your abilities, your talents, your skills, moving things out of the way, ditching whatever or whoever has outlived its purpose in your life. Maybe getting rid of some old habits, as well. Definitely a shifting from one stage of being into another. Another side to this energy is the dynamics in close partnerships, and there's going to be new beginnings there as well, which means you will be factoring in the needs of another, considering another's situation or another's angle when making decisions about the future. Now, from mid-January to June the 6th, Jupiter's passage through Pisces in your career area means no lack of opportunity coming your way to expand into new and exciting areas there with your work, or maybe have the chance to get the experience or knowledge or education you need for success further down the line. So work hard on whatever you think may bring you success, as the odds are you will get recognition and approval and promotion over this period, or maybe subsequent to this period, maybe in the period September the 8th till the end of the year. Now, once Jupiter parts company with Neptune and Chiron, from the end of the first week of January, Chiron, that's an asteroid, things will start to come together. You'll start to see things more clearly from there. In 2009, this at times confusing influence may have left you feeling incomplete, or things are kind of hanging in the air, hanging fire. But from the beginning of January, there's going to be this growing sense of clarity, and progress will start to be made. You're finally able to move forwards with a long-term plan or a long-cherished hope. And nice surprises may be coming your way on June the 8th, September the 19th, when Jupiter conjuncts Uranus, or maybe just on either side of those dates. Now, when Saturn opposes Uranus from mid-April to early July from Virgo, old patterns, structures, or relationships in your life which have been maybe there for a long time, but which are now holding you back or hindering you, are gradually breaking down. And as long as you are responsible and persevering in all matters related to your domestic setup, property matters, family relationships, respecting tradition, honoring the past, then problems should start to resolve themselves by the end of the transit, and you should begin to feel lighter and more settled within, sort of like heaving a sigh of relief as you balance your needs for personal freedom with a secure emotional foundation, which is more as you would like it to be. But it's not all about vigilance, because success is likely to come more easily through taking the lead in matters of education, communication, correspondence, buying, selling, or promotions. So any of those or all of those. Depends on how greedy you are. All scope for your personal creativity, Gemini. So you are advised to take as light and as innovative or experimental or maybe even unconventional approach as you can in this area, and also be very flexible in your thinking regarding life direction. New ideas are going to flit through your mind, but try not to skip important details. And when Saturn opposes Uranus from Libra from mid-July to August the 11th, you are striving to create your new self and sharing that creation with others. It's a little bit after mid-July, actually. Saturn calls for structure and discipline as you build within new areas of interest. It will be a labor of love, but one from which you derive a great deal of personal fulfillment, I think. Creative self-expression, a lover, a spouse, or other kind of heart connection like you have with people like children, animals, any of these could be highlighted, not only from late July but right through until the end of the year. Now Saturn aspects Pluto as the year kicks off, continuing until the end of February, and then again from August to the beginning of September. That may mean you feel a little concerned about the resources or contribution from a partner, or a partner situation in that regard, or perhaps anyone else you are collaborating with for personal or financial or business reasons. You may feel some circumstances are too limiting or maybe slow, or you may get involved in some kind of a power struggle, a sort of a push me pull you situation, and you're more likely than ever to pull the plug on something that isn't working for you. Or the hand of fate just comes along and kind of wipes the slate clean and allows you to start afresh, because during this period a slow gear change is happening. Earlier Geminians are going to be feeling this influence most acutely over January and February and August 2010, but all of you will sense the need to let go of the old and build towards a better future. So you may have to be patient as things kind of slowly gel and click and come together. You may feel passionate about a relationship or an idea you have, a project you're working on. Could be any of those, but something, a person or a thing which opens your mind and heart up to new mysteries and intense experiences. Superficial relationships will no longer cut it for you, Gemini. Well, that's the end of part one. If you want to hear the rest, catch up with me with part two.